Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our GÉANT Above-the-Net Service Incubator call. Today we will have a presentation by Piotr Pawlowski, and the session will be recorded. So if you do not want your face to be seen on the recording, you can just turn off your camera. Piotr, please.
Okay, hi. My name is Piotr Pawlowski, and together with David Haynes, we are managing the work package for Above-the-Net Incubator. And today we would like to talk a bit about the call that is already there. It's already running and it's open until the end of June for projects for the incubator. So our aim of the work package for incubator is to support the work done in work package 4 by providing person-month support for POCs that can be done in 3 designated areas of services, and these are digital research environment, DRE, object storage infrastructure, and data movement infrastructure. Next slide.
So just to kind of jump in and help with context here. We are looking to drive co-creation collaboration. We know that a lot of the NRENs have services that actually relate to these 3 service areas. And we're looking for open source services that we can maybe run proof of concepts on, as Piotr said. And these 3 service areas are the specific focus of work package 4, task 3 in the GÉANT-5-2 project. GÉANT task 3 is actually developing investment proposals for each of these. And we actually thought that the incubator could actually support that development, with any proof of concepts that come through, anything coming through from the community of NRENs, where services already exist that can actually help us understand kind of need deployment, things like that. So that's the first one.
Okay, and when it comes to these 3 topics, well, the first one, the digital research environment, is a bit different than the other ones because there is already the served DRE financed by the GÉANT innovation program that's running. So here we have a bit different focus. We are not that keen on having new POCs, but here are examples of what we seek to promote or to support in the incubator call for this topic area. So as an example, we have a service distribution mechanism that could be used for federated node architecture for the DRE. We have fundamental digital services focused on research support that may be an anchor for other services for DRE, for DRE, and also a data sharing mechanism, a fair data sharing mechanism to support data spaces for the DRE. So here we have also with us experts that are in this 3 topic areas. At the end of the Infoshare, we will give you an email address. So if you have any specific questions later on to each of the research topics that we want to support, then please contact us and we will put you in contact with the responsible person from the task 3 of work package 4. Yeah, Dave, you want to add something?
Yeah. Just to jump in, there are a number of NRENs within our community that are looking at what it would mean to be a national node of the EOSC. And the EOSC is a distribution mechanism for services focused on research communities, and that's essentially what the DRE is. It's a mechanism by which services can be distributed to research communities, the authentication of the researcher, and then making whatever services available to the researcher, but through an intuitive user interface. So that's kind of essentially what the DRE is. As Piotr said, we are already running proof of concepts. There are a number of NRENs, a few NRENs running proof of concepts through the GÉANT Innovation Fund initiative. We're not looking for more proof of concepts on the SURF platform. We have enough of those. The Innovation Fund is funding the SURF efforts in supporting the configuration of those tenancies the registration of the NREN services, and whatever development needs to take place to make sure that this is fully multi-tenant. So we're not looking for any more of those. SURF doesn't have the capacity to support more proof of concepts, but what we are looking for is kind of related services. Or yes, Roberto.
Yeah, thanks. So the proof of concept with SURF that ends in October, right? I think, or around that time, right?
Yeah.
So if one was to submit a proposal in this area that requires Research Cloud as the underlying platform on which to do these innovations, what support is there for Research Cloud? Does it have to be part of the proposal, or does it continue, or how does it work?
So this SURF Research Cloud, the Innovation Fund, is actually driving these proof of concepts, so proving the art to the possible. And through the Innovation Fund effort in these proof of concepts, there will be a clone of the SURF Research Cloud. We are looking at possible deployment models. Where will that clone be hosted? Will it be hosted by SURF and be made available in the short term for production tenancies? We're still looking at that. That is part of what the incubator project is doing. We mentioned in the EOSC NREN coordinating committee meeting a few weeks ago that we are also looking at potentially an Infra-EOSC 1 proposal response that looks to kind of further develop the DRE, looking at sustainable deployment models, things like that. So in this incubator call, we are looking at ways in which we can draw attention to the relevance of a digital research environment. Again, as Piotr said, looking for potential services that could be distributed as kind of a key service to a tenancy, looking for services that exist within the NRENs that could actually become through co-creation, collaboration, could become pan-European services. Anything focused on European research and the distribution of services would be really.
So it's safe to assume that any proposal submitted, any proposal that is submitted can assume that the Research Cloud clone will be there to use.
Yeah, but that is not guaranteed. A lot of work to be done in the meanwhile.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, any response to this call in terms of the DRE should almost be SURF Research Cloud agnostic. It should be a way of distributing services or support for distributing services or ways of making data that could be distributed through DRE fair, standardization of metadata. There's a whole lot of stuff that you could bring in context here. Eva?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is to do the proof of concept at the moment, and that will finish by the end of October, and that will give us enough information to clone it in a way that we can make a sort of GÉANT clone. That would be the ultimate goal, in my opinion. And of course, we will use open standards as much as possible. So anything that works with that should also be agnostic to be used somewhere else on another EOS node or whatever nodes there are in Europe. So that's how I see it. That it might not be the current POC implementation that is available to you after October, but our goal is to have at least one available somewhere.
Yeah. But just for context, with this incubator specifically, we're looking to support the proposals, the investment proposals that are being developed by Task 3 across these three areas, and we'll get to the other two shortly. So, we'll be looking at proposals that add value to that, and the work package for team will be looking for ways of measuring what kind of value can be added to the community through the development of these incubator projects.
Okay, so the next topic that we will focus on, so the call will has a chapter about it, is the object storage infrastructure for a pan-European object storage platform. And here some ideas about what should the proposals for this topic focus on are like S3 compatible distribution storage models, regional data sovereignty compliance, economy of scale and scope for cost efficiency, and the challenges are transnational replication and interoperability. So this is points that were given to us by the work package task 3 leaders of the topics. So you can see what more or less their focus is. And of course, I know we have somebody from the object storage here that could answer your questions if you have questions to this.
Yeah, so Jan and Morten are both on the call, and
Yeah.
I think we have plenty of time for
Jan is
questions after the presentation, and Jan and Morten will be able to answer questions on the specific service types and or direct the questions further. We do know that there is a lot of work within the community around the development of object storage infrastructures in a national context for national R&E communities. And it's looking at the development of initiatives that are possibly already underway, and bringing those into kind of more of a community light. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for.
Questions to this? Nope. Okay. So, and the third one is the data movement. So this is the third topic area from task 3. And here we want to focus on the research data transfer capabilities that could help moving data from an infrastructure to the other one. So here the 4 bullet points are about optimize network-driven large data workloads, improving the UX and automatic transfer on a big data scale, ensuring compliance with European data processing regulation, and collaborative development of open source solutions. So as David says, in each of the points, topic areas, this collaboration and open source solutions and what NRENs have that could become a service on a European scale are the things that we are looking for. Dave, comments, questions? Okay, now more to the, let's say, organizational or formal things, so eligibility and participation. So as we do not give money from the incubator, but we have PMs, that's why we are limited only to GÉANT 5.2 project partners. And we have a spending timeline, so all POCs in these areas have to finish until Q1 2027. And we foresee that they should start after the summer holidays. So it's encouraged to have a collaboration between the GÉANT 5.2 partners, and there is possibilities to get external institutions involved. However, they have to be subcontracted by the NREN that's taking part. This means that only the NREN gets the PMs, and how the NREN solves money PM transfer, well, PM task transfer, no, but how it's the contracts with other entities is their own thing to do. The award parties sign a memorandum of understanding for the relocation of person months. So there is no big contract behind it because we are all together in the project. And the POCs are being then executed together with the work package 4 team and with close collaboration with the topic leaders that are from task 3. Any questions to that?
Just to quickly kind of add, Piotr and I ran the incubator in the GN5-1 project, and we did have an NREN that was participating with one of their member institutes, and they did subcontract resources from the member institute to be able to claim purely through the NREN, and it worked really well. So there are those opportunities. Roberto.
Yeah, it's on that point actually. Thanks. Does the subcontractor have to be an existing subcontractor or not?
So we went backwards and forwards on this in the GN5-1 project, and the GÉANT Finance Department and Project Office actually assisted the NREN, and the NREN kind of worked out all of that internally. They were able to claim the PMs, and the actual employment contract within the NREN is actually none of the project's business, as long as they were legitimately claiming the PMs for somebody who was working through them through a subcontract. That was fine. We worked that out with the finance department, and we do have that kind of support for any of these kinds of questions moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this, that it's a project PM. So we move to a project partner, and how you solve working with a third party, it's your internal business. Okay. But they have to be eligible as your NREN employees or contractors to claim then the PMs from the projects. Okay, next one. So this is a timeline. The call opens in May. 1st of May, it has already opened. So it's running, closes 30th of June after the TNC. So at TNC, at the Community Hub, we'll have a short presentation there to maybe reach some more people that will not know until then about the incubator. We close the call after the 30th of June. And we, as I said, Q1 2027 is the end of the run time of the POCs. We have together in total 38 person months, and we will divide them across 2 to 4 proposals that will be awarded. And well, the proposal, of course, will be evaluated within work package 4. So we will pick these ones that are most relevant to the leaders of the 3 areas from task 3. And we would like to have like 4-month sprints. After each sprint, the project should report what is the progress, what are the obstacles they found, and so on, so we can monitor how they are progressing with the project. Okay, and this is a slide because except that I'm with Dave running the incubator, I'm also with Dawn running the GÉANT Innovation Programming. And this is a possibility if you really need an external partner and cannot somehow fix the subcontracting within your NREN or contracting and so on. So there will be a call for 2026 for the GÉANT Innovation Programming that would be launched on the 1st of October. And then there can be NRENs and associated partners. So universities and so on that are associated with a national NREN, they can apply for a project, 50K, and this money. So this is not PM, so that's why anybody that is associated with an NREN can apply. And there will be 6 projects probably awarded. There is the call page, but it's not updated yet for 26. So it will happen, I think, during the summer holidays or shortly after. And then on the 1st of October, the call will be launched. So if you are looking to include some partner that's associated but cannot be contracted by your NREN, for PMs, then you can try to apply there. And of course, this is not totally a part of the GÉANT project itself. The budget, of course, is different, but if you say that you have already a POC running in the incubator in your proposal. And of course, this proposal will be discussed with the work package for task 3 leaders if it's relevant and necessary to run it to support the POC that is already ongoing in the incubator. So this could be a possibility to extend the project by external partners. Okay, any questions to that? Okay, so this is the last slide. This is the submission page where the call is open. So you can download the project proposal template there. It's a Word file, not very large. I think it's simple to fill in and submit using the Indigo because it's on eventual.org. So it's our Indigo, and there you can submit the proposal until the end of June. And this is our incubator email address. So me and Dave get the emails when you send them there. And if you have some specific questions to the key areas, we'll put you in contact with the appropriate team.
Yeah, so just maybe at this point we'll take questions, but maybe just to ask Jan and Morten, who are managing task 3, if they have anything to add in terms of how they see the incubator as supporting the work that they're doing on these 3 service items.
Yeah, I can start. So for the DRE, I don't know, because as Piotr pointed out, there are proof of concepts underway, right? For the data movement, I think we're either looking at qualifying use cases, or we're looking at trying out various solution paths that we know that exist, but then try them out in a European context, right? So that is work that needs to be done. The tricky thing is that at the moment we're gathering the use cases to figure out where is the bulk, the 80% of the problem, right? Is that in the space of tens of terabytes or hundreds of terabytes, but gut feeling says it's bound to be tens. There's a couple of different ways of attacking that, and proof of concepts that showcase what would be a good way of attacking that problem to come to European-wide infrastructure in our community. That would be good. For the object storage, I'm open to be surprised. What I've heard from the people working on it, Bobai and Machi, is that what they figure will be challenging is cross-border replication using an object storage piece of software. So it seems that the replication, as soon as you get above a couple of dozens of kilometers, that seems to be challenging. And if we build out this infrastructure, then that would be something to look into. So that is roughly what we know. But having said that, I'm not an object storage specialist, right? So.
Yeah, no, and yeah, that's a very good point. We do know that there is a lot of work taking place in the community with regards to these kinds of services. We also, just a caveat, we have some of the NRENs that do a lot of above-the-net services, innovation and development, participating in task 3. And if we do get proposals from NRENs participant in work package 4, though the members of those NRENs or representatives will not be involved in the awarding, just to keep it completely fair. But we do know there's a lot of this kind of work taking place. And as Jan said, we have limited resources within the GÉANT project, within work package 4. This incubator is a way of hearing from the community where they think potential opportunities lie. So we're really looking forward to a good response. And the attendance at today's meeting is not a great, is not driving kind of any enthusiasm, but we are going to distribute this recording. We are going to socialize the call far and wide. We are going to be socializing the call at the TNC, which won't leave anybody responding to the call a lot of time before the end of June to respond, but we are going to make sure that people understand what we're looking for here. And it really is about community collaboration and co-creation. Any other questions? Roberto?
Yeah, on the S3 one, you mentioned that several NRENs are working in that space. Do you know who they are? Who they are?
No, well, we do know kind of what's happening in that space. You know, we obviously attend the CS3 workshops every year. The SIG KISS, you know, some of the NRENs that participate in SIG KISS are doing some work in
Oh,
that
yeah.
space.
Okay, okay.
So we
Yeah,
kind
that's I saw that. Yeah, I'm trying to get my head around this one. It's potentially interesting, but I haven't figured out yet what the opportunity really is for us. In principle, it does sound very interesting, but you know, in practice, what can we do? I'm still thinking hard about it. I don't know yet.
Well, there you actually have the reason why we decided to plot the task in this project period as a service concept development, because what you can do so many things. What you asked for concrete NRENs. Historically, I know that let's see, SURF, PSNC, CSC, they have large object storage installations. That is quite well known. I've heard that there are 2 other NRENs running proof of concepts at the moment. Contact me offline if you want to know more.
Yeah, it's more trying to what I was trying to do is can we have a brainstorming session between NRENs just to see what comes out of it, and then from there develop see if a proposal can come along. I don't know. I'm thinking loud right now because
no, and thank you for your participation today. These, you know, questions from outside of our kind of internal teams.
am I the only one who's not part of the team here in the?
No, there are a bunch of people that aren't part
Okay.
of it, but you are the one participating quite extensively, which is wonderful. So thank you. But also this is something. So each of the Jan and Morten have 3 kind of subtasks, each looking at each one of these, and they're obviously going to do a lot of community outreach to understand what is happening, what the need is. You know, in order to develop these investment proposals, there will be a lot of community outreach. In order to do that while this incubator is open, you know, that's up to Jan and Morten. You know, do they want to run a workshop for object storage? Excuse me, we've got an alarm.
Yeah, but obviously, from our perspective, the incubator comes exactly probably about 6 months too early, because if we look at how the work has developed in the past couple of months, you know, it always takes a bit of time to get up to speed with a project, and where we are with the object storage at the moment is effectively in problem definition and trying to suss out, okay, so what are the challenges that need to be addressed. We've had some good interactions between people from the NRENs that I just mentioned that already have large object storage, and just asked them to imagine, right, so what kind of challenges would you encounter if you would actually use the object storage from someone else or from a collective service? And a whole list of things that we need to churn through came out of that. And we're going to make a good start with that end of next week, actually. But so the challenge there is that we don't have a firm problem statement yet, other than it would probably be a very good idea to have a joint object storage infrastructure in Europe. So that's kind of like where it's at, right? And in that kind of like uncertainty, you would then have to find something tangible to work on. But a brainstorm about that could be a quite interesting idea.
Yeah.
I see someone else nodding. Okay.
Yeah. Just 2 weeks ago, I received a question from 2 institutes actually saying, "Hey, are you doing anything at national level for storage?" What do you mean? Right. We are. I mean, we got the file sync and share, which now has been funded but that's very different, right? This is biosync and share, which is not for long-term storage, of course, and not for large quantities. So, a shared solution across NRENs could, I'm just, again, thinking loud here, could be an interesting proposition for a country like ours. There remains the issue of data that cannot leave the country, right, in many cases, and that won't suit, of course. But yeah, I mean, a brainstorming session would be welcome, I think, Jan.
Yeah, and Roberto, Piotr mentioned that NRENs can collaborate on a proposal. So where there is work being done, another NREN can collaborate, and they can actually, if it's open source, if there's a way of having 2 NREN deployments or kind of showing that kind of collaboration, that's also going to be quite interesting and support the concept of coming up with this kind of pan-European way of dealing with this. Any other questions?
And I wanted also to add, of course, as Jan said, maybe we are a bit early with the call, but it was planned like this in the project, so we have to start. But also I think that maybe at some points the proposals can be more vague or more specified after the brainstorming session. So keep in mind that this is work, that it's not a strict call giving funding and then demanding results. It's a collaborative call for pushing forward some topics that Work Package 4 is focusing on. So this is more like finding the sweet things that are missing and putting them together to the project. So it's not a normal funding call. So keep this in mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility. We said we would actually distribute those man months across 2 to 4 projects. And it does depend on how compelling these proposals are. And if these proposals are collaborations between NRENs, anything that look as though they could really add value to the community moving forward, there is a lot of flexibility. We just need to report back into the project, the progress. We need to give these any proposals, any projects relating from a proposal, time to actually kind of reach maturity and deliver on outcomes so that we can report by the end of the project how successful the incubator has been. So, but there is a lot of flexibility here.
You're muted.
Hand back to Eva, maybe. Eva?
Are there any questions, comments? No? So maybe we can close the session. We will share the recording with everyone together with the email, of course, of Dave and Piotr. So if you have any additional question, you can send them an email. We can schedule another meeting, of course, for more clarification. And you can also share this information with your colleagues in the NREN, of course, if you see that fit. And that's all for today, I guess, then.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks, Eva. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining.